What if I told you the traditional definition of a luxury SUV just died? When you see a 5-meter Titan glide past in total silence, your first thought isn't about horsepower or torque. It is a deep, psychological realization that you are looking at the future of status, and you are currently on the outside looking in. This is the exact feeling triggered by the new NIO ES9. It is the largest Chinese electric crossover ever built, and it is here to completely dismantle your perception of what a premium vehicle can be. When this flagship debuted on April 9th, it did not just enter a new segment, it pushed the entire industry to a higher floor. What seemed like a distant, impossible dream for the Chinese auto industry only a few years ago is now a tangible, breathing reality. The ES9 is a perfect synthesis of future tech and a level of comfort that hits you the moment you pull away from the curb. It is a curated collection of the absolute best engineering on the planet. We are talking about the adaptive Skyride suspension, headlights capable of illuminating 6 lanes of traffic simultaneously, and a 6-seat cabin where every single stitch screams luxury. Imagine real wood, premium leather, and a sea of screens integrated so naturally you forget you are in a machine. And that is, honestly, just the beginning. Why does this actually matter? Because the NIO ES9 is a machine that shifts the goalposts. Every line of the body and every piece of software whispers that everything has been thought out. It does not need to shout about status. It proves it through the silence of the drive and the obsessive attention to detail. It invites you into a world where technology is no longer a tool, but a natural extension of your life. But here is the crazy part. Look at the naming convention. Today, these 9s represent the absolute peak of flagship crossovers. But have you ever wondered what comes next? There is absolutely nothing stopping these manufacturers from introducing a 10 series in the near future. If this is where they are starting, it is almost impossible to imagine how high the ceiling really goes. The design of the ES9 stays true to the brand identity, but with a high-tech twist. The lighting is segmented and intelligent. These headlights actually greet the owner with customizable light, and music shows the moment you approach. On the sides, you will find flush, pop-out door handles and decorative trim on the front wings that hide even more ambient lighting. Then you look at the rear, where a multi-layered super red light bar wraps around the back to finish the look. Listen to this, because the tech gets even more intense. Look closely at the roof, and you will see 3 LiDAR sensors with cameras scattered across the entire body, including a dual lens unit up front. The whole thing is controlled by the NX9031 chip, which powers a full suite of electronic assistance. Now, in China, Level 2 autopilot is the legal limit, meaning you still have to keep your eyes on the road. However, the engineers built this system with a massive surplus of capability. For now, a car that fully drives itself without human input remains a status symbol. But the foundation is already here. To give it more personality, you can choose between 21-inch or massive 23-inch wheels. And if you want the two-tone paint job, you will have to step up to the top-tier Horizon Special Edition. The leadership at the company is positioning the ES9 as the largest purely electric crossover on the Chinese market, and the numbers back that up. It is over 5,300 millimeters long and 2,000 millimeters wide. Here is a comparison that might surprise you. The ES9 is actually 17 millimeters shorter than a massive American Cadillac Escalade. IQs. But here is the kicker. Its wheelbase is actually 179 millimeters longer than the Cadillac. That means the interior space is, quite frankly, regal. Just like the ET9 sedan, this flagship is built on the NT 3.0 platform with a 900-volt electrical architecture. It uses the Thin Intelligence chassis, which combines 3 high-tech solutions: steer-by-wire, a fully active suspension that adjusts ride height on the fly, and rear wheel steering. When you are piloting a machine that weighs nearly 3 tons, that rear steering is not just a luxury, it is a necessity for comfort and agility. The company is the very first to package all of these features into a single production crossover. Inside, the 6-seat layout creates an atmosphere of pure serenity. The seats are engineered to make the road disappear, allowing your focus to shift entirely to the journey. Every panel, every seam, and every material was chosen for how it feels to the touch. The dashboard is a masterclass in functional tech. There are wide format screens for both the driver and the passenger, but the star of the show is the 15.6-inch AMOLED display, running the SkyOS system. Perched right above it is an artificial intelligence voice assistant, which is actually a physical robot companion that can help you with almost anything. It gets even better for those in the back. Rear passengers get two 16-inch screens mounted on the front seat backs and a separate 8-inch display for climate and seating. The audio system is a beast, pumping out 2,600 watts through 27 speakers with Dolby Atmos support. It literally turns the cabin into a private concert hall. The design language of wood, leather, and diamond stitching continues throughout, with logos neatly embossed into the headrests. Above you, two massive transparent roof sections fill the cabin with soft light. There is even a built-in refrigerator. And if you need total privacy from the sun or prying eyes, the side windows feature electrochromic dimming. These are the tiny nuances that transform a drive into an experience. Even with every seat occupied, you still get 600 liters of trunk space, with an extra 123 liters hidden under the floor. Plus, since there is no engine, you get another 216 liters of storage under the hood. Now, let us talk about the muscle. The NIO ES9 uses a dual motor setup. Combined, they produce 707 horsepower and 700 Newton-meters of torque. That rocket ships this 3-ton beast from 0 to 100 kilometers per h in just 4.3 seconds. You get a 102 kilowatt-hour battery that provides about 620 kilometers of range on a single charge. But charging is where NIO wins. A 5-minute fast charge gives you 255 kilometers of range. Or, if you use their famous battery swap stations, you can trade a dead battery for a fully charged one in just 3 minutes. Of course, the big question is always the price. Pre-orders are open now in 3 versions: Luxury, Signature, and the Horizon Special Edition. Prices start at around $77,000 and go up to $96,000. But here's a pro tip. If you choose the battery as a subscription service, the car actually costs about $14,600 less up front. Official sales start at the end of May, placing the ES9 in a direct cage match with the 80 M9 and the Li Auto L9. As we wrap up, it is fascinating to see how fast the idea of a premium car is changing. Tech that felt like science fiction yesterday is now just part of the morning commute. The ES9 proves that luxury is no longer just about size. It is about how intelligently a car can adapt to the person inside. After this, the bar for what we expect from a car will never be the same again. But even a flagship, this advanced faces a challenge. The market is still a bit cautious about going fully electric, with many people still clinging to hybrids. But with fuel prices shifting, that tide is turning faster than you might think. Thank you for sticking with us until the end. Your support is what drives us to dive deep into these incredible machines. If you enjoyed this breakdown, let us know what you think in the comments. We wish you smooth roads and the perfect parking spot every single time. May every trip bring you nothing but drive and excitement. We will see you in the next one.